kind of to do a little update video on my bike. Let's see. I did the fender delete, which basically takes out the mud flap that goes from here on down. Great mod, highly recommend it. Makes the bike look a lot more aggressive. But one of the things that it did do was deleted my turn signals. Now, you can buy them with turn signals, but I don't know, this one was cheap, and I said, you know, what the heck's the point? You know, there is a $40 difference from the one that comes with 2 turn signals now. They're the LED ones, so they do look cool, but not worth it for me. Now, although this doesn't have turn signals and I still ride this around, I'm actually going to get a integrated smoke tail light. So basically, it won't be red, it'll be like a little darker black. And on the bottom, I'm not for sure how it works, but there's like a little purple light that goes from here. And I'm assuming that's for something when you trigger it, but I have no clue. On the left side, it'll blink left, right side, it'll blink right. It still acts as a typical brake light, so it's very well worth it. Cost me 35 bucks on eBay, so saved me $5. So along with that, I put on these frame sliders. They're a little bit different than my last ones. They are in there really well. Took me a while to do this. Realistically, like $35-40, and it was well worth it. You know, it was a great little add-on because I did this, if you guys can see it right here. I dropped the bike going about 65, and I broke the frame slider actually out from under the bike. As you can see, did some stuff. Let me see, there we go. So this right here is a crack that really fucked up the bike. This isn't anything really deep. This actually just affected really the stickers on it. Or yeah, these are all just stickers. So I mean, everything else is fine on the bike. I did break the kickstand, shifter, and all that off, but I replaced that not too long ago. That was like about a month. And I actually, you can see a little bit of wetness inside. And that's just because I fully watered down the chain, greased it, degreased it, everything. Another good mod I put on personally is Proton lights. Now, these aren't coming with the new set of panels. I had to super glue these ones. The shit that they give you, it's garbage. Personally, they give you like a little abrasive pad to put in between. And I said, you know what, how the heck's that gonna actually stay on a bike? So, what I did was I added Gorilla Glue. Well worth it, you know, something I can't really say was a good or bad idea. I can't get them off now, but, you know, these are so close that my bike's going to take damage way before these do. Now, this also happened when I fell, you know, basically screwed these panels up bad. And these are OEM, so they're not cheap, but you know what? I don't care. It's a 250 starter bike. It is what it is. So, one thing I'm going to talk about right here is the exhaust. Now, this is a great exhaust. You know, it creates a lot of back pressure, but it's also silent. Silence-wise, it's not really the best exhaust for this bike personally. It should be a lot louder because, in my opinion, on the freeway or if you're going somewhere, you know, bikes should have the right of way to be loud. Not over excessively loud, but loud. This thing, you don't hear it for shit. Like, unless I rev it up to like 13 or 11, that's when you really hear it. You're like, whoa, okay. But yeah, it's a 2012, so I mean, it's still pretty. It's new. Other than that, you know, I am gonna actually change the pegs possibly to a orangish goldish because I'm actually changing out the panels. I bought white panels online on eBay for $250 roughly, and they're well worth it. I'm actually going to hydrograph them, which means I'm going to actually dip them in water with a paint, and it's going to take up whatever color I choose. So this bike actually will not look anything like how it is right now. It's going to actually be something they call a oil slick splash. So if you look on infectedhydro.com, I highly recommend their stuff. I haven't tried it out, but I really like their designs, so you know, I'll be able to give you guys a better observation on what's going on there. Now, Infected Hydro gives you a kit that comes with everything and a lot of hydro paper, I guess, in a sense, or whatever it's called. So I'll be actually able to do this entire bike. Oh, that's one more thing. So I know you can see this. that happened with the crash too. I dented this tank pretty well. You know, it is a, let's see if I can get this. You can see it's not a big one, but I mean, in the sense it's large, but it's not deep. And I've seen a couple where it almost looks like it broke the metal. And other than that, when I did crash, it actually broke this handlebar. So instead of its angle being this, it's actually more like an angle like this. So what happened was it actually bent into this and creating this little gap, which I'm surprised didn't puncture the gas tank. But no, it's a good gas tank. Not something I'm going to actually replace because I don't really care that much for it. I'll actually probably get a gas tank cover instead, personally. You know, $200 for a tank when you could just buy a cover. And I guess it's up to personal feel, but you know, you're bound to drop the bike again and it will most likely hit the gas tank. So why not save yourself the money from buying another gas tank after that and then go for something that'll protect it, and that only costs $60. So that's my only real big update. I am having a massive problem with these bolts. They are the stock ones, they haven't come out yet. And the biggest problem with these are they are put in with Loctite, which means there's about this much, the whole bolt is about this long, this much of it's covered in Loctite. And that stuff is almost impossible to get off, really. There's videos on it. I can't even get it off myself, really. I mean, my last handlebar, how I did this was I actually put the new handlebar because this thing was bent and broke anyways. I'm not going to do it to this side. I'm going to figure that out. So I'm not for sure just yet. But to give you guys a little bit of an update on that. So I'm actually changing out the grips to these. Now these are eBay grips. They are made out of bullet aluminum right here. And it is a squishy you know, rubber under. And you can see the little bolt pattern in the bottom. So that actually connects to this, you know, this bolt right here. So that's nice. And you know what, something else I realized about these, and I highly recommend them for 250 owners or anybody who doesn't have the ability, is they have these special little bolt patterns right here to, there we go, to add mirrors, and I don't know, a couple people add confetti, like the little confetti drawers or something, whatever you call them. So I think that's actually really cool. You know, they are nice for the color that I'm going with. You know, it's my bike, my style, so I'm happy with it. I know everyone else will not either like it or like it. So definitely give me feedback. There'll be a lot more to come, and I'll do a lot more videos. The one more thing I have to state is the fender delete, this mud flap delete thing. This actually raised the back of the bike up, so I think it was leaning about here, but now it's up to here. And the problem with that is the seating position on this. There's a tiny gap that you can yeah, there you go. You can see the gap through. And it wasn't like that before. It still works just as fine. Just something to note if you're, you know, a perfectionist. I don't really care for $20-30. I did just as good as somebody else. So with the integrated headlight and everything, this whole system will be perfect. And I don't plan on selling the bike either. I'm going to keep it, and I'm probably going to track it, and then I'll move up to a bigger bike as a commuter. So yeah, give me feedback on what you guys think. There's a lot more to come. I'm hoping people will actually enjoy this. I did add these a while back, by the way. They don't all come with all the models, I guess. I changed mine to a tinted blue. But yeah, so give me feedback, subscribe, like for more. Thanks, guys.